Good evening, ladies and gentlemen from coast to coast. This is Walter Hartley speaking with a special bulletin from the WINRAD Broadcasting Service. The war in the Middle East has entered its 8th day, its 2nd week, and the words coming from the President of the United States tonight are unlike anything heard from an American leader in modern memory. We take you first to our Washington correspondent, Edward James Whitmore. Edward?
Thank you, Walter. Good evening, America. President Trump posted on Truth Social yesterday that there can be no deal with Iran except, and I quote his exact words, unconditional surrender. In an interview with CNN's Dana Bash, the president said he is not concerned whether Iran becomes a democratic state, so long as the next leader treats the United States and Israel well. He claimed the United States has sunk 25 of Iran's battleships and played down surging gasoline prices. He also told defense manufacturers to quadruple weapons production to sustain the campaign. The United States Central Command now confirms it has struck more than 3,000 targets inside Iran since Operation Epic Fury began 1 week ago. 43 Iranian warships have been destroyed, and Iran's President Pezeshkian responded today with a single defiant message. Iran will never capitulate. And Walter, there is a development tonight that changes the complexion of this entire conflict. Multiple sources confirmed to CNN that Russia is now providing Iran with intelligence on the locations and movements of American troops, ships, and aircraft. This is the first indication that Moscow has sought to directly involve itself in the war. Iranian President Pezeshkian and Russian President Vladimir Putin spoke by telephone yesterday and agreed to continue contacts. The Kremlin confirmed it is seeing a significant increase in demand for Russian energy products as a result of the war. Iran's Foreign Minister Aragchi has acknowledged that Russia and China are assisting Iran politically and, in his words, in other ways. Back to you, Walter.
Thank you, Edward. We go now to our Foreign Affairs correspondent, Theodore Charles Bennett. Theodore?
Thank you, Walter. Iranians woke this morning to the sounds of massive explosions across Tehran. The Israeli military announced a broad new wave of strikes targeting regime infrastructure in the capital. Video showed Tehran's Mehrabad Airport on fire. Strikes also hit Shiraz, Qom, Isfahan, and Kermanshah. The Iranian Red Crescent reports at least 1,332 people killed since the war began. And UNICEF says at least 181 of the dead are children. A second elementary school in Tehran was struck near Nilufar Square, with Iran's foreign ministry posting footage of destroyed classrooms. Israel claims it struck more than 400 targets in western Iran on Friday alone, destroying ballistic missile launchers and drone storage facilities. Israel's military chief says the campaign has achieved near-complete air superiority, with 80% of Iran's air defenses destroyed after 2,500 strikes using more than 6,000 weapons. Iran continues to retaliate, though its capacity is diminishing. The Revolutionary Guard announced its 23rd wave of strikes, launching missiles and a hybrid drone and missile attack at Tel Aviv. CNN teams on the ground in Israel saw what appeared to be a cluster warhead in the skies above central Tel Aviv. 8 Israeli soldiers were wounded by Hezbollah fire. In Lebanon, Israeli strikes have now killed 123 people and wounded more than 600. More than 95,000 Lebanese have been displaced. Israel killed a senior Hezbollah commander in Beirut and struck as far north as Tripoli for the first time. The Lebanese army has pulled back from some border positions as Israeli operations expand.
Theodore, the war is reaching far beyond Iran's borders now. What is the latest?
Indeed, Walter. The Gulf states are under sustained bombardment. Saudi Arabia intercepted 16 drones heading toward the Shaybah oil field, one of the largest in the Middle East, producing 1 million barrels per day. Saudi forces also intercepted 3 ballistic missiles targeting a base south of Riyadh. Dubai reports intercepting attacks this morning. Bahrain has been hit repeatedly, including strikes on a hotel, residential buildings, and an oil refinery. A drone struck the Rotana Arjan Hotel in Erbil, the capital of Iraqi Kurdistan, after a United States embassy warning that Iran-aligned groups could target hotels used by foreigners. Iran's deputy foreign minister has warned European nations they will become legitimate targets if they join the United States and Israel. Iran has also warned it will target any American or Israeli ships attempting to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. Oil prices have surged to $91 a barrel, the highest since October 2023. Brent crude is up 24% for the week. American crude is up 31%. The shipping giant Maersk has suspended all operations in the Middle East. European natural gas prices have surged 50%. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned today that this war could spiral beyond anyone's control. A third aircraft carrier, the USS George H.W. Bush, is now expected to deploy to the Middle East. 20,000 Americans have left the region, but thousands more remain stranded. The United States has closed its embassy in Kuwait and its consulate in Karachi, Pakistan. Kurdish positions along the Iran-Iraq border have come under drone and missile attacks since reports emerged that the CIA was working to arm them. And across Tehran yesterday, thousands gathered after Friday prayers to denounce the American and Israeli campaign, a sign the regime can still mobilize large crowds even under bombardment. Iran's ambassador to the United Nations accused the United States and Israel of recognizing no red line and committing war crimes. Back to you, Walter.
Thank you, Theodore. Thank you, Edward. Ladies and gentlemen, this war enters its second week wider, deadlier, and more dangerous than anyone predicted 8 days ago. Over 1,300 dead in Iran, more than 200 killed in Lebanon, 11 dead in Israel, 6 American service members gone, 3,000 targets struck, Russia feeding intelligence to Tehran, oil at $91, markets reeling. And the President of the United States demands unconditional surrender from a nation that says it will never capitulate. We shall continue to bring you developments as they occur. This has been a special bulletin from the WINRAD Broadcasting Service. I am Walter Hartley. Stay close to your radio. And now from the home front.
Hello, ladies. This is Dorothy Wilson. I know you can hear the worry in the newsman's voice tonight, and I know you are feeling it too. The prices at the grocery are going up, the gasoline is going up, and the news just keeps getting heavier. But I want to remind you of something my mother used to say. She said, Dorothy, when the world gets loud, you get quiet. You put your hands in the flour, and you make something good. So that is what we are going to do tonight. I have got a simple recipe for you, potato soup. You take 4 good-sized potatoes, peel them, and dice them up. Put them in a pot with enough water to cover them and a teaspoon of salt. Boil them until they are tender, about 15 minutes. While that is going, melt 2 tablespoons of butter in a skillet and cook 1 diced onion until it is soft and golden. Add the onion to the pot. Stir in 1 cup of evaporated milk and a pinch of black pepper. Let it warm through. And if you like it thick, mash some of the potatoes right there in the pot with the back of your spoon. Serve it in big bowls with whatever bread you have on hand. It costs almost nothing, it fills the belly, and it warms the soul. That is what we do, ladies. When the world gets loud, we get quiet, and we feed the people we love. You take care of yours tonight. God bless, and good night.